Lovely witches, welcome to Some Secret Place. My name is Gemma. I've been a practicing Wiccan for a few years now, and in this episode I'm going to be talking about the Wheel of the Year and the 8 Sabbats. What are the 8 Sabbats? What is the Wheel of the Year? Well, the 8 Sabbats are the 8 folk festivals, the greater and lesser Sabbats of the year that we celebrate. It's basically how we mark the cycles of the year, going from spring into summer, autumn into winter. And there are 2 Sabbats-ish in each quarter. Season, that's the word I was looking for, season. We have 4 greater and 4 lesser Sabbats, which are the equinoxes and the fire festivals. Starting at Imbolc, we can go around in a circle. And each Sabbat is represented by a spoke of the wheel of the year. What is each Sabbat about? Well, Imbolc, is also known as Candlemas, February Eve, it's a fire festival, Feast of St. Bridget. It means fire in the belly. It's for spring cleaning, celebration of the return of the first stirrings of spring. So spring hasn't quite sprung, but there are green snowdrop bulbs coming up. You might see a snowdrop, you might see a crocus. It's a sign that the earth is coming back to life. Then we've got the spring equinox, which is Ostara, Easter, which is the celebration of fertility, returning to the earth. The animals are beginning to produce again. The earth is really kicking it up a notch with all the flowers coming back again. This is celebrated with eggs and rabbits and chocolates, very pagan-y stuff. Then we've got Beltane, which is May Eve, which celebrates the full effect of spring. We're not quite into summer, we're not done with spring, but the days are warmer and longer. Everything is beginning to produce, and people are working in their gardens to get them to produce all the way through to the autumn. So it's a time when people and animals would get together to be producing in the winter months. The summer solstice is the apex of the year. It's the longest day. Everything is in bloom. We're coming into summer now. Everything is warm, and we've got fruits, early fruits. We've got lots of resources available, but we're still thinking of midwinter. At this point, it's summer solstice, we're still thinking about midwinter and the hardships that will be coming. So we're planning, what are we going to do for then? Then we have Lunasa, which is the loaf mass or the grain harvest. So you start gathering the corn in, we start harvesting what we have sown in the spring, and in the summer, John Barleycorn must die, as they say. So for us to live, we become aware of the fact that other things must die, whether they be plants or animals. Then we have the autumn equinox, which is the fruit harvest. You've got your apples, your pears, that kind of thing. Grapes, late summer, grains are now being brought in and starting to be stored for winter, as well as enjoyed in the moment. Cider making, celebrations of abundance, the day and the night are equal on the autumn equinox. And then we move into Samhain. And now Samhain is the meat harvest. It's the time when people would have been slaughtering their animals and starting to prepare the meat for storing over winter. You get the theme here. It's a time when everything is abundant still, but starting to be less so. The days are getting shorter, it's getting noticeably colder and wetter, and we're moving into the inward looking part of the year. Then we have the winter solstice, which is the darkest day of the year, shortest day, midwinter, Christmas. We're celebrating the return of the sun. We are aware of the fact that it is the shortest day, and now the wheel is going to turn around again, and even though we've been through all of this darkness and all of this time going without, we celebrate that we still have things, family, friends, food, housing, and we look towards the new year and how we're going to be successful in the next year and thankful for the success that we've had this year. And then we move into Imbolc again. So what are the names of the Sabbats and how are they celebrated? Well, starting at Imbolc, it's also known as February Eve or Candlemas, and it is celebrated by lighting candles and preparing yourself for what you want to do in the year ahead. So spring cleaning, planning, really planning out your garden, that kind of thing, planning ahead. We're going to use the growing energy of the earth to push us forward towards our goals. Everything's springing back to life after being in hibernation for the winter. So we really want to capitalize on that energy to move us forward throughout the year. The next Sabbat would be the spring equinox, which is also known as Ostara or Easter, and that's all about fertility, eggs, rabbits. The flowers are really beginning to bloom now, the earth is warming up, everything's springing back to life, and we celebrate the return of that abundance. The next thing is Beltane, which is a more romantic festival. It's more about human love and connection. Time to really get to work, building community, building friendships, building connection with others. The next Sabbat is the summer solstice, where we celebrate the height of the year. It's time to just take stock and be grateful for what you have, while being mindful of the hardships that are to come. The next celebration is Lunasa, and we're giving thanks for all the hard work we've put in over the spring and the summer, finally starting to come to fruition. The next Sabbat is the autumn equinox. It is the fruit harvest, so we're starting to gather in the fruits, the apples, the pears, and we're combining that with the grains to make apple pies, pear pies, and to really enjoy the height of our abundance. The next Sabbat after that is Samhain. Samhain is the meat harvest. So people would be aware that all of the animals that have produced in the spring and the summer are now some of them are being taken to slaughter now, and we need to give respect to those who are dying so that we may live through the harsh winter months. Samhain is usually seen as a celebration and connection to the ancestors, our ancestors, and to remember those that have died this year, remember those that have died that we have loved, and really connect with the fact that we are all going to die. The next Sabbat is the winter solstice, or Yule, or Christmas, depending on how you talk about it. We all come together in celebration of surviving the year, that this darkness is going to turn around and we're going to be now moving towards the light. So we come together in celebration to celebrate those who are still with us and to look forward to what we are going to do now that we have a chance to go around the wheel again. Every Sabbat has associations with it, colours, crystals, time of day, time of life, that kind of thing. And I've put them together for you in a handy dandy download that you can get at a link in the bottom description of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this information useful in some way, and I hope to see you again soon. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.